Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aquarius New Moon Community Ceremony. This is such an auspicious time. Not only do we have the Aquarius New Moon, we have Mercury retrograde and we have Imbolc fast approaching. So I'll have a little bit of information about both those things today. And I just appreciate you taking time out of your day to be with us and to get your own messages about this very, very interesting new moon with all that's happening in the world. So I think everybody knows me, but if you're listening on a recording and you've never met me, my name is Judy Keating. I get to work with Bonnie Salomon in an organization called Wise Transformation LLC. And it is our pleasure to offer a time for people to gather and reflect and contemplate what is right for them in the Aquarius new moon. So we have just a one-word mission statement for Wise Transformation, and we are two women intent on bringing elemental wisdom and feminine magic back into everyday life. And we've been doing a lot of that lately. We had quite a weekend with sovereign women. If it's something that you're sorry you missed, stay tuned. There probably is going to be something for sale that you'll want to pay attention to, because it was pretty incredible. There were 13 women who presented and many more than that who attended. And it really just was a phenomenal time. And I wondered if Judy Pace wouldn't mind just saying a few words about what it was like to be in that group of women.
Oh, thank you, Judy. I can only describe it as magical, wonderful. Each day was filled with so much, I want to say love, because the presenters were presenting from their heart. And I learned immense new knowledge and was reminded at many times of things that I might have missed along the way. But I can say, and I would really encourage those who may be interested to follow up on the programs that are coming out of Wise Transformation, and particularly this weekend of Sovereign Women. It's helped me in ways that I really can't explain. And it's just so worthwhile, so beneficial. And I think a lot of my outlooks have changed as a result of that interaction.
Oh, thank you, Judy. Thank you. We were so glad you were there. Really appreciate that. We are going to talk about some upcoming events, a couple of them. We're going to set sacred space. We're going to talk about this Aquarius timing and Mercury retrograde. And we're going to use the Elemental Forces of Creation Oracle. And that's a deck that most people have access to, so we can use it. If you have other decks that you like to use, please do it. And if you have the deck, we always recommend that you draw your own cards, and we'll be together for about an hour, maybe a little less, we'll see. But I do want you to mark your calendar for Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022 at 2. Bonnie Salomon will be doing an incredible Imbolc community ceremony. And Imbolc is a time where we really get to start looking at the seeds that we've planted in the first part of winter to start making plans for things to start blooming. They can start blooming. Some things might start blooming immediately, and they can be things that you want to come to fruition throughout the year. So it's a really powerful time. And the ceremonies that Bonnie puts together always have so much thought put into them and heart that it's a really good thing to join in on. And it'll be the same Zoom room, but there'll be an announcement sent via email if you're on our list. So you'll get to see it. And of course, if you can't be there, everything will be posted on the YouTube channel for Wise Transformation. And after this weekend, I wanted to offer a priestess circle again. I had one planned that, so I'm going to wait till after the equinox for it to form. But this information has been so transformational, and to be with women of different priestess lineages is what I would say. There were some new presenters in Sovereign Women who come from different but similar priestess lines, and it just got me all aflutter about priestess again. So want to make sure that I continue to offer these circles. And if it's something you're interested in, you can look at wisetransformation.com. So in this time of pretty cold weather for most of us, I think this weekend especially was bitterly cold. You know, it makes us sort of go inward even more, and that has a benefit. So just be where you are in terms of your body, but just put your hand on your low belly and give appreciation for the earth and for the body that we have, that is able to, you know, to be with whatever's happening, that contains our spiritual essence and our emotions and our heart. We just have so much gratitude for Earth. And we're grateful that we get to experience Earth in the physical form by having a body. And we call upon water for rejuvenation, for the ability to have emotional awareness, to let it ebb and flow as it does in our bodies. We thank water for helping us to clue into the flow of what is true for us. And we're in a very airy time today with the Aquarius new moon and sun. It's a time really to let your freedom flag fly. Whatever is your truth, whatever is your way. Aquarians really like to have their unique way of perceiving, of coming to grips with all of humanity and offering from their heart compassion, but also solutions, things that bring about change and bring about new innovations and those kinds of things. So we just call on that fresh air energy. What new fresh air do you need? We're going to be focusing on that today. And fire. The sun, the fireplace, the warmth of our food, all beneficial. We just thank fire for its ability to inspire action and to encourage rest, both being true. To live in that light-dark cycle in alignment with nature. Thank you, fire. And spirit. As the new earth energies become more and more apparent, as you see more collaboration, cooperation, you see systems where people gather, where there is no one person in charge, but everyone contributing. We are in what's called the Aquarian age. Although if you listen to Kaylin's presentation in Sovereign Women, she'll explain it really isn't the Aquarian age per se. It was called that, but anyway, we're in a great shift. We're in a great turning of the ages towards a new world. And this is a great time to reflect on that with the Aquarian energy. And we just thank all the elemental forces for their assistance, for their way of instigating shifts and changes and transformation for us. Thank you. So, as you know, when you have the new moon, and the sun and the moon are in the same archetype, it can be the start of a growing phase, and it can sometimes feel like there's a boost of energy. And this particular new moon has a lot of boost because Imbolc is so close to it. So we're feeling just a shift towards spring. I'm not saying it is spring yet, but we're feeling like we might see a little bit of seeds moving in the earth. And that's happening inside of us as we begin to look at this time of this Aquarius new moon in Imbolc. And we're still in Mercury retrograde. So I would just want to remind you that this is a great time to start laying plans for your year. I know that New Year's is normally a time where people feel inspired to do that, but this is a time to really lay out the structure so that when the moon, when we have Mercury go direct, and which is just in a few days, you're sort of ready with where you want to move things, but it is a good time to revel in completions, to remedy whatever needs to be finished, and to ready the soil for what you want to grow. Now, when we're talking about Aquarius, Aquarius is an air sign. It's a little confusing because sometimes they call it the water bearer, but it is a air sign. And it is the 11th gate of awareness in Lisa Michaels' teachings. And it teaches us the importance of innovation. And it has a cosmic perspective on life and often brings radical new ideas to humanity. And for radical new ideas to be brought to humanity, we have to open to our own radical new ideas. And some of our radical new ideas can be the simplest things. They can be a minor shift towards better self-care. We learned a lot this weekend about new ways to have self-care. And it just enables you to come to a really fresh place. And Aquarius can get a bad rap because they seem very detached at times, but they're actually exploring unconventional territory on the inner and the outer. And they want to help the world to become a better place through humanitarian ideals. They love truth. And they love uniqueness and inventiveness and something that's progressive and original. And, you know, the Aquarius gateway is January 20th to February 18th. And in some models, it might be off by a day or two of those dates. But just to give you an idea that we're going to have a good couple more weeks in Aquarius for you to feel this energy. And this cosmic perspective can have big changes when you look at some of the inventions that are coming. I saw a machine, for example, that I want to get for my kitchen, where you can put all of your natural waste into it, since I don't have a compost pile, and it creates different kinds of soil. Some you can use for gardening and some you can use for other areas, and you're not just putting the natural trash in plastic bags that are going to landfills. You're actually repurposing it. It's these kinds of ideas that change our planet that I feel like is going to come in the coming, at this time, more and more and more, you're going to see solutions aligned with the earth. And that's really an Aquarian ideal, even though Aquarius is way out there in the air realm. And sometimes people think those people are out to lunch because they're always thinking about the next big idea. The solutions that they come up with are very personal and very centered on helping humanity. So as we look at this Aquarius energy, it's good for you to focus on a creation or something that you're working on. So I just want to give you a tiny bit of music for you to write down. What is it you want to focus on? It doesn't have to be a creation per se, but what is it you'd like assistance with the Aquarius new moon? And I'm sorry, ladies, I have to check to make sure. I think I did, but I'm going to go off screen and just make sure I did do the button. Okay. So I can play the music. And as always, if you can let me know when you've got what you want to work on. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Judy. Just give another minute. Thanks, Andrea. Okay. If you still need another minute or two, I'm going to stop the music and we'll move to the first card, but take your time. Okay. So as always, we do use the Elemental Forces of Creation Oracle created by Lisa Michaels. It's a great deck for us to energetically use together. So if you have your own deck, draw your own cards. But I did pull cards. I didn't get the pictures posted. You'll see what I mean in a minute. But so because Aquarius is so big air, I was excited to pull the touch card for the collective. And interesting. Xandris is told to pull a life purpose card, which is interesting. Yeah. Keep us tuned into that, Xandria. That's cool. What is the best grounding activity you can do at this time for yourself? What is the best grounding activity? And if anybody doesn't know what I mean by that, let me know if you need elaboration. What puts you in your body? And if you want to share any of your ideas, that's always helpful for the whole community. Tina says she pulled beauty and aesthetics. Thanks, Tina. Sounds like you're doing exactly what you need to be doing, ma'am, with what I know about your beauty and aesthetics. Wow, we got two of them. Michelle pulled beauty and aesthetics. There might be a message here for us. Judy has some great recommendations here. She got foundations. Walk barefoot on the ground. Use my boji stones to become more centered. Learn more of my prophecy stones. Beautiful. Beautiful, Judy. Beautiful. Yeah. So beauty and aesthetics do help us ground. That's a beautiful message to beautify our environment or our body. So we're moving towards water now. Let me read this last couple comments before I move on. Tina got keep working on beautifying my house and getting it simplified, but also the outdoors. Yeah, it's wouldn't have been there this weekend, but it is warming up a little bit now. That's great though, Tina, with all you're getting moving. Beautiful. And then the other comment was from Zandria, connected trees and plants inside and out. Absolutely. Trees and plants inside and out for sure. All right, moving to water. I pulled the surrender card. And, that's for the collective. You can pull your own card, but I did think it was a perfect card to pull because it is time to surrender to the timing. So what emotions or emotion connect you to humanity? What makes you feel close or feel good emotions towards your fellow man, fellow human? Michelle pulled honoring cycles, which means honoring everyone's cycle, even if my cycle is different, if theirs is different than mine and I don't understand it. Yes. Beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. If you haven't read Brene Brown's latest book called The Code of the Heart, it has lots of information about our emotions that is beyond anything I could ever. It's just a beautiful, beautiful book, Atlas of the Heart. Tina says, I got inner child, and we all have an inner child. Remember that we all have childhood wounds. Yes. Yes, that's a great way to connect. Sandra says compassion and radiate love to uplift us all. Yes. Include yourself, as long as we include ourselves in that all. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And Judy pulled surrender also. I've been feeling the need to release old emotions and determining how to go about this. Surrender might be a way to go. All done. Apologize. All done in the hope of more free interactions with others. Yes. Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful ladies. Appreciate you so much. And don't forget in this time to breathe deep. every day. Breathe deep. So I pulled the mass consciousness card. When you consider Aquarius, that's probably a good card to pull, I guess. All the cards are good, but that's what I pulled for the collective, was mass consciousness. And what fresh idea wants your attention? What's been percolating that maybe you've been putting off, or you think, oh, that's, I don't know about that. It might be coming up again, saying, yes, me, pick me, whatever that is. Tune in and see what fresh idea wants your attention. Michelle got her ethereal allies, and she said, remember to call for assistance from my ethereal allies. I am never alone. Good reminder. Very good reminder. And Judy says, vibrational attunement modalities. The more interaction with others and groups raises my vibration, feeling the need to work with more sound tools on a personal level. Yeah, there was a lot of talk about that this weekend too. Beautiful. Good one. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, Zandria, I'm very interested in that. She's writing a book about labyrinths. I assume that's a book and not a boot. Yeah. Just teasing you. Yeah, talking with the guides, Judy says. I love that you're writing that. Oh, asking them for assistance maybe from the guides.
Yes. You know how hard that is for me.
I think it's getting easier. Imagine that.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Keep us apprised, okay, Sandria, about your book. We'd love to know more. How you doing, Miss Tina? Anything you want to add? Just give you a moment. Before we step into the fire card, I pulled illumination. Oh, I think Tina got a chance to make a comment. Let me look. She got meditation and prayer and need to connect on my inner stillness. Yes, that's a great message. Beautiful, Tina. Thanks for sharing that. So I pulled illumination for the collective from fire. And this is, Aquarius is a very dreamy sign. So what actions would give you more room to dream now? What actions would give you more room to dream at this time? Ah, beautiful. So Bonnie Salomon, as many of you know, has the Wisdom of Aging Oracle. And Michelle says, I'm pulling from both natural rhythms and the wisdom of aging. And I got choreography from Bonnie's deck. So practicing the dance of life and having fun dreaming. Beautiful, Michelle. Beautiful, beautiful. Judy pulled will, the ability to identify, discern my will and dreams as opposed to those that might arise through influence. I love that wording, that might arrive through influence. Might arise. I like it. Good awareness. Tina got radiant self. Go, Tina. I need to identify with my radiant self that can radiate out into the world. Well, I know you have it for sure. It's always nice to see what people draw. Thanks for sharing, ladies. Well, I guess I must be tapped in somewhere. I keep visiting people in their card decks because Zandria got illumination too. Consider what if. I love that question. And she got illumination. So asking what if brings illumination, apparently, for Zandria. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, Spirit, here we come. So I pulled the Power of Choice card for the collective. And where are you being asked to contribute to humanity? Where are you being asked to contribute to humanity? And saying contribute to humanity doesn't necessarily have to mean to the whole world. It could just mean your local humanity. Where are you being asked to make a contribution? Whether it's on the inner or by some force that is telling you, or by your community, where are you asking to contribute, being asked to contribute? So Michelle says, I pulled power of choice too. So I'm slowing down to reflect on my day-to-day actions and their impact, releasing energy leaks. And this in turn calls my power back home and fills me up so that I can contribute more to humanity in the big picture, in the bigger picture. Beautiful. Tina says, I got co-creation. Wonderful card. And Judy got unified field. The cards elements seem to be in better alignment of a unified field for me this day. Feeling good about this. Very, very good, madam. Love it. Ditto on card, meaning you got power of choice or something else. Oh my, we are just in sync. That's wonderful. Just make sure there, I think there was more to her comment than that. I'm taking frame drum classes to drum with intent to radiate healing and clearing. Oh, what a beautiful thing. That just gave me a good chill, you know, like the wow energy. Really good, Sandra. So happy to hear that. Tina, to know that there is a place for me to connect with others in co-creation for a bigger purpose. Yes, beautiful, Tina. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. All right, so it's time to weave it all together in whatever way is true for you. What's your unified field message from Aquarius at this time? What's your unified field message from Aquarius? Take your time if you're not done. We're doing well on time. Michelle says, ground in sacred space, the heart space, and get clarity on my intention, honoring my cycles, using the power of choice, and have fun with this. Ask for support. And slow down to notice the beauty and ordinary miracles happening every day. Beautiful, Michelle. Judy says, I will engage with the foundations and protection of the earth, surrender and release that which does not serve me to raise my vibrations for the good of the community. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tina says, heal my inner child so I can express my radiant self. Meditate on the beauty and aesthetics of the world. When I find my own balance, I will find my co-creative niche. Amen, or a woman. And Sandra says, Shaman's Way will assist with new perspectives and reveal illumination to effectively use power of choice with guidance and emotional maturity. Touch the heart of love. Absolutely beautiful, ladies. Absolutely beautiful. So, I don't know, Imbolc always feels like New Year's to me. So is there anything that you can think of right now that you would like to see Wise Transformation offer in the new year before we close out? You can unmute, you can type in the chat if anything comes to mind. You can ponder it and get back to me or send a note through Wise Transformation if you want, but.
Well, I think you're on the right path. As they say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But continue. Continue. I very much like the online events that you put on. And I'm looking forward to at least one more this year, but we'll see, you know.
Is that what we call a subtle hint, Judy?
Maybe. But no, you know, I've followed you now for recently a little over a year, and for me, everything's coming together, and it's due in large part to the interactions that I've had with you and Bonnie and the other wise and sovereign women that I've come in contact with.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, that solidifies a message. Solidifies a message. And we do hope to have an in-person gathering in 2023. We are not planning one for 2022.
That's reasonable.
But in 2023, there will be an in-person one, which I would love to meet all of you. Judy, I've had the opportunity to be in sacred space with you, but not all of you. And it would mean a lot to me to just be able to hug you and have a cup of tea and maybe dance together. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Anybody else have anything they want to put in the cauldron? What you'd like? Anything else we could offer? And it doesn't have to be paid. It can be more free things or. Yeah, Tina says, I love the in-person stuff. Need to connect with people physically, but I guess this has to wait.
Well, I can speak to that. I've done, and I enjoy the in-person gatherings, don't get me wrong, but I've come to really feel the energy through the online programs. It's amazing. I felt this weekend, I felt like, oh wow, we're right there, you know.
Yeah.
So it might be an acquired activity, but because I must admit the online was a little awkward to start with for me,
Mhm.
but it grows on you.
Well, we had a lot of movement this weekend too. That was good. There was movement, there was art, there was, so we're learning how to make it more interactive and fun. But yeah, if you do think of anything that you'd like to see us offer, we're open to suggestion, especially at this time of year, to see what we can plan and make happen. And it could just be more opportunities for women to gather. We'll see.
Mhm.
We'll see. But if you have any ideas, let us know. We want to hear from you. And the next call that's planned, of course, this week will be Imbolc again. The ceremony with Bonnie on Wednesday at 2:00. Let me get this last comment. I would like to gather. I have a hard time with all day things, and yeah, so maybe something for a couple of hours, because it is okay. Thanks, Judy. It may be something shorter, maybe a couple of shorter programs, because those, trust me, people were tired by the time we were done.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I know. I had to move the cat. Uh, it must have been phenomenal work, or is that the word, right adjective? But yeah, I can just imagine.
Yeah, so thanks for that suggestion, Tina. So maybe some shorter programs. But after Imbolc, our next community ceremony will be the Leo full moon. And because I teach priestess on Tuesdays, it has to be earlier in the day. So it'll be 11 a.m. I want to mark your calendars, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, February 15th. I was just so glad to be with you all today. I missed you a couple weeks ago, and I just appreciate each and every one of you. And I think I'm going to do an Imbolc energy session, and so I'll record that and also post it on our YouTube channel, just to give additional support at this time. So Bonnie will do the call, and I'll do a separate energy session that you can listen to really activate Imbolc for you at a personal level. All right. Much love, Michelle. See you soon. Right. Everyone, thank you. Whether you're here live or listening to the recording, I learned a new word this weekend. You're appreciated. So be well, enjoy this Aquarius new moon, and be bold. Be bold. All right. Take care. Bye now.
Bye.